Emporia State All-American Jace McDown quickly became a fan and team favorite. After graduating, he's not going anywhere. 27 Sports reporter Laney Gerber tells us how he's going from the hash marks to the sideline.
Jace McDown is Emporia State's new linebackers coach, joining the staff that turned him into an All-American.
I knew all along that I was going to offer him the job.
It all might be thanks to the COVID year. A year of extra eligibility kept McDown in Emporia when Coach Nathan Lindsay announced he's leaving coaching.
That extra 6th year that I had just made me fall in love with football more than I had ever really even thought I did.
But McDown was already set to be a grad assistant at North Dakota State.
It didn't take much to convince Coach McDown to come back to Emporia State. After all, Welch Stadium has been his home since 2017.
Even though he was a GA at North Dakota State, I was going to steal him. And I was like, all right, well, why don't you come down, finish out the semester as a graduate assistant, and then I will interview you for the full-time job in May.
Coaching at Emporia State's an awesome opportunity, and didn't take a second for me to convince me to come back.
It's actually not a big adjustment for McDown to go from a player to a coach.
My last few years I was sitting in on staff meetings and things like that, so not a huge adjustment. Just hearing the guys having to correct them when they call me Jace is probably the biggest adjustment.
But it is different watching the game from the sideline, especially when you're used to being the one leading the conference in tackles for the past 3 seasons.
At practice, at least I can stand right behind the play, like 15 yards behind the play, and like see it kind of as I did as a player. But during the spring game, having to stand on the sideline was very different. I felt powerless almost.
Emporia State has had an all-conference linebacker every year since 2012. McDown looks forward to continuing the tradition.
I think my room's one of the best linebacker rooms in the country. We get work done, but we also have a good time.
Working for you in Emporia, Laney Gerber, 27 Sports.